Welcome to yoga this beautiful sunny Friday afternoon. I'm in sunny Kent. I've moved out of my studio because the windows and the ceiling in my studio are glass. And if I go in there this afternoon, I will fry. So I've moved into part of my house. And what we're going to do this afternoon, we're going to do what I call a fairly general yoga practice. We're going to start off gently and then up the pace a little. And there will be one or two more challenging poses if you want them. So if you'd rather not be challenged, then that's fine. But if you'd like to be challenged, I can talk you through the options to take the poses further. What we're going to do, we're going to start off lying on the mat. So take yourself down to the mat. You really won't need any props other than perhaps a block or a cushion or a blanket or whatever you might have to sit on. We come up to a cross-leg position early on in the practice. Other than that, you shouldn't need any props. And enjoy it. It should be a good hour. So come down to the mat. And we're going to spend a good few minutes just breathing. Breathing is so important. A lot of people don't breathe properly and they're left with all sorts of problems. So just spread the body out, take the arms out to the sides, take the legs apart, let the shoulders soften, close the eyes if you wish, and let the breath slow down. This is your time, this next hour. Time for you to withdraw from the world, if you like, so you can dedicate this practice to yourself or anyone else you might choose to dedicate it to. Just spend a few moments checking in with the body, drawing your awareness to any stiffness or soreness or tension. Just be aware of it. So as we go through the practice, you'll know if there's any tension or stiffness in the body, so you can react accordingly. And now draw the focus to the breath. I'm not talking about hugely deep breathing. We're not talking about filling the lungs to their capacity. It's about slowing down the breath, almost breathing a little less. And a good way of controlling the breath, or of regulating the breath, is to hold the exhale out for longer than the inhale. So try breathing in to the count of 4 and breathing out to the count of 8. Keep breathing through the nose. That's really important. Breathing through the mouth is not good, apart from drying out the mouth and dehydrating the body. Long-term mouth breathing is actually extremely bad in terms of elevating blood pressure and all sorts of other issues. So breathe in and out through the nose as often as you can. Slow breathing, particularly holding the exhale out longer, is extremely relaxing. Just do another couple of rounds of breathing. Then open the eyes if they're closed. Take the arms out to the sides of the body, stretching the arms out in what I call a Corster 3 position. So the arms effectively are at right angles to the body. Drag the heels up the mat so that the feet are comfortably placed on the mat, and take the feet to the sides of the mat and take the knees wide as well. We're going to start off warming up the body by just gently rocking the hips from side to side. Just a little way to start with. We store a lot of tension in the hips, so be gentle to begin. Just rocking the hips from side to side, taking the knees with you as you rock. And move slowly. And gradually take the knees closer to the floor on each side. And as you do this movement slowly, just notice what's going on in the back as you're rolling the spine, as you move from side to side. And gradually take the knees closer to or touching the floor on each side. It's a really nice way of warming the body up, stretching through the hip flexors. And then bring the knees back to the center. Bring the feet closer to each other so the feet are hip width apart. Lift the right leg and place the right ankle on the left thigh, just below the knee. We're going to continue with the rocking from side to side, but with the foot on the thigh, we're going to create a little more of a challenge. So work your way through the rocking, taking the thigh closer to the floor on one side and the right foot closer to the floor on the left side. And as you deepen the rocking, turn the head the opposite way to where the legs are going. So if the legs are going to the left, turn the head to the right, and vice versa. Next time the right foot comes over to the left side, take the foot down to the floor. Just wriggle the legs slightly so that the right knee points upward. Turn the head so you're looking to the right. And just hold the pose and breathe. Just letting the body relax and soften. As you breathe in, bring the legs back to the center. Lift the right leg and place the foot on the mat. Lift the left leg, place the left ankle on the right thigh, and start the rocking again. Slowly and gently, turning the head the opposite way. So as well as stretching through the hips, we're also stretching through the arms and the shoulder. So this is a nice gentle pose, gradually waking up the body more and more. Keep the breathing slow. See if you can continue to hold the exhale a little longer than the inhale. And the next time the left foot comes over to the right, take the foot down to the floor. Just move the legs so that the left knee points up. Turn the head to the left. Hold the pose and breathe. As you breathe in, bring the legs back to the center. Take the left foot onto the mat. Bring the hands together. Interlace the fingers and take the arms and the hands back and place the hands under the head. So the head is wrestling or nestling even in the palms of the hands. Let the elbows point out to the sides. Lift the feet off the mat and bring the shins up so they are parallel to the floor and at right angles to the thighs. And as you hold the pose, you may notice a little tugging in the core. And we're going to start to wake the core up. And to do that, we're going to go on a gentle bike ride. So extend the right leg so it's stretched out and bring the left knee towards you. And then extend the left leg and bring the right knee towards you. Do this a few more times, slowly and deliberately. And then begin to gradually up the pace so that the movement becomes more of a flow that you would have if you were cycling on a bike. So just gently pedal the legs. Just a couple of more rounds. And then bring the feet down to the mat. Take the feet hip width apart. Release the hands from behind the head. Take the arms forwards up into the air so they're pointing about 45 degrees up into the air. As you breathe in, lift the head and the upper back, moving towards the thighs. As you exhale, slowly take the back and the head down to the mat. We're going to repeat this 4 times. Inhale, lift the head and the upper back and the shoulders. Move forward towards the legs. Exhale, go back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, retreat. Twice more. Breathe in. And out. Last time. Inhale. And then bring the head and the back down to the mat and lower the arms. Now lift the feet off the mat, bring the knees to the chest. I quite like to cross my ankles, but you don't have to. Just rock the body from side to side. And then take the hands underneath the knees on the backs of the thighs. And we're going to rock back and forth. And we're going to come up into what is called boat pose. So the legs are lifted, the shins are parallel to the floor. The gaze is at the toes. Shoulders are soft, elbows tucked in. This is a great exercise for the core. If you want to take it further, you can let go. And if you really want to take it further, you can extend the legs, point the fingertips at the toes, and lift the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the feet, and come to sit on a block or a cushion or a folded blanket or a towel. And I'll turn around to face the camera. Just come into a comfortable cross-leg position. Place our hands on the knees. Lift the chest so the spine is straight, keeping the shoulders soft. As you breathe in, raise the arms up in front of you, parallel to the floor. point the fingers away, but keep the shoulders back. So you don't want to be reaching forwards. You just want to have the arms in the air. So this is all about posture. Lifting the chest, pulling the belly in, keeping the spine straight, gazing directly ahead. Bring the hands together, interlace the fingers. Turn the hands around the other way so you're pushing the palms away. And you can either arch the back away from you, so you're really stretching the back, which is a nice thing to do. It's almost like cat pose, but seated. Or alternatively, you can lift the chest and straighten the spine. As you breathe in, raise the arms. Point the palms up at the ceiling. Keep the arms straight. Keep the spine straight. You don't want to be leaning back. Just hold the arms up, really stretching through. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of the hands and bring the arms down to the side. So we're back at a Korster 3 position. The arms are parallel to the floor. Palms are facing downwards. Just hold this pose, working on the posture. Now rotate the arms so the palms are facing upwards. Just take the shoulders back a little. And now turn the arms so the palms face downwards. It's incredible how heavy the arms can be. Just hold it for a little longer. And breathe in. Exhale, lower the arms to the floor. Let the shoulders drop. Place the left hand on the floor in line with the left hip. Doesn't matter which way the hand faces. As you inhale, start to lift the right arm up the side. Bring it over the head and lean to the left. Just keep the gaze ahead and lean to the left as far as you want to go. You can move the left hand, or you can take the left elbow down to the mat. All we want to do is give the right side of the body a good stretch. And then as you breathe in, bring the right arm back over the body, place it on the floor. And as you inhale, bring the left arm up. This time slide the right hand away and just lean to the right. You may find that the left buttock lifts, which is okay. But see if you can try to push it back down. You won't get it perhaps all the way down, depending how flexible you are. But if you can try to keep that left buttock down, you'll deepen the stretch. As you breathe in, bring the left arm up over the head and come to sit. Take a breath. And then come off whatever you're sitting on and come onto the hands and knees into tabletop. So I use pads under the knees. I've got pretty old knees, so they need a bit of protection. Come into conventional tabletop where the hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And then walk the hands forwards so that the hands are in front of the shoulders, And let the hips glide forwards in front of the knees. We're going to do a sequence which will require careful control of the breath, really eking out the inhale and the exhale. From this position, breathe in. And as you exhale, slowly take the hips back towards the heels, as though you're coming into child's pose. As you breathe in, lift the body up. Let it glide forward so the shoulders start to come above the wrists. And as that happens, lower the belly and lift the chest, coming into what can only be termed as a very lazy upward dog. Exhale. Start to take the hips back towards the heels, letting the spine lengthen. Inhale, come forwards again. Take your time. Let the belly drop. Lift the chest. Exhale. Take the hips back, keeping the arms stretched out. And as you breathe in, come forwards once more for the last time. Coming back into this very lazy upward dog. Breathing out, push the body back and bring the hands back so you come back into tabletop as we know it. Let's open up the body. So from here, take the right leg back, turn the sole of the foot onto the mat, and let the left foot swing round slightly to the left. As you breathe in, bring the right arm up, point at the ceiling, and twist so you're looking up along the right arm. Just breathe. There's a little challenge coming here. You can either stay in this position, or if you want a challenge, turn the eyes down towards the top right-hand corner of the mat, and then lift the right leg. So the right arm remains up in the air, and the right leg is lifting. Breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the toes, lower the hand, and bring the knee back into tabletop. As always in yoga, we do the same on both sides. So now take the left leg back, turn the foot so the sole of the foot is on the mat. Let the right foot drift round to the right. And as you inhale, lift the left arm and point the left arm upwards, opening the chest, gently stretching out through the left hip and down the left leg. Either stay here, or if you want to go to the next stage, turn the eyes to the top left-hand corner of the mat, and then lift the left leg. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the toes, lower the hand, and bring the knee back into tabletop. Let's do a tabletop twist. Again, this pose has got a few variations. So from tabletop, as you inhale, lift the right arm up, just taking it as far as it wants to go.
As you exhale, bring the right arm down underneath the body between the left wrist and the left knee. Take the right shoulder down, turn the eyes to the left, and then walk or slide the left hand forwards so that the left arm is stretched out. Just breathe. The first variation, if you'd like to try it, is to take the left leg back. So the left leg is stretched out behind you, just resting on the tops of the toes. And if you want to take it further, simply raise the left leg. Use the palm of the left hand to keep the body balanced. If you fall out of the pose, just come back into it. Breathe in. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the knee back onto the mat. Drag the left hand back, push back up into tabletop. Now lift the left arm up, just as high as it'll go. Exhale, swoop it down underneath the body. The left shoulder goes down, the head turns to the right. Walk the palm of the right hand forward so the right arm is stretched out. Just keep the breathing nice, soft, and controlled. If you'd like to move to the next stage, first of all, take the right leg back. So the leg is stretched out, just resting on the tops of the toes. So we do it all in stages so you can find your way through the pose, deciding if you want to take it further or not. And then raise the right leg. I always think doing this pose is like being 8 years old again. It's a crazy thing you do as a kid. It's nice to do it as an adult as well. So let's lift the leg as high as it wants to go. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the knee back onto the mat. Drag the right hand back. Push up. Tabletop. From here, walk the hands to the knees and lift the body up. So you're kneeling up. Take the hands behind you and place them into imaginary pockets. Draw the elbows closer to each other. And as you breathe in, start to lift the chest as well as the chin. There may be a little back bend, but if it's a back bend, it's coming, or it should be coming, from the upper and middle back, not the lower back, which doesn't bend very much. So the trick is to keep lifting the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the chin. Take the hands down to the mat. Back into tabletop. Curl the toes over. Walk the hands to the knees and then just push the body back to come into a squat. So this is what I call a gentle squat. We're not trying to get the heels down or anything. It's just having the hands on the mat. Squats are great low. Sometimes quite nice to squat, wrapping the hands around a table leg. And lean back a little, take the feet wider, get the heels down. What we're going to do is to move into what I call a squat twist. To begin with, the right hand across, so it's in line with the nose. As you inhale, lift the left arm up as high as you can take it, and turn and look along the left arm. Now there will be a point when you can't lift the arm any higher, because you will have bone on bone, which is compression. So whatever you do, it won't go much higher at all. So when you hit that limit, just ease up a little so you can hold the pose in comfort. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the hand. Then the left hand across it with the nose. You breathe, raise the right arm up. And look up at the right arm. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the arm. And then from here, just start to lift the hips. Keep the knees bent, and we're coming into ragdoll. So just let the knees bend. Inhale, slowly lift the body. Really slowly, letting it come up.
Lift the arms up. Look up between the hands and just stretch. Letting the chest lift. Keep the shoulders down so they're just soft. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower the arms to the sides. Good. Come to stand about halfway on the mat, keeping the feet hip-width apart. We're going to come into chair position or chair pose. So as you breathe in, bend the knees, lift the arms up, look up between the hands. So this is quite easy. We're just working the quads, the muscles running down the front of the thighs, the back straight, shoulders are soft. Nice, easy pose. So let's make it a little more challenging by lowering the arms parallel to the floor, bend the knees, keep the shoulders soft, look between the hands. So now we're working the quads a little harder. We're working the core, pulling the belly in, especially as you exhale. And now a little challenge coming up. Try lifting the heels, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Lift the heels as high as you can. You can bend the knees and take the body down a little, but keep lifting the heels. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the heels and the arms. Inhale, come up. And just shake the body out. Shake out the legs. Shake out the shoulders. Let's do a sun salutation, or maybe two. Just stand tall at the front of the mat. The feet are together. The shoulders are soft. When I say soft, I mean they're naturally down. They're not hunched up. They're not forced down. They're just soft. Chest is high, belly is pulled in. As you breathe in, raise the arms, look up. Exhale, fold forwards, bend the knees, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to the shins. Exhale, hands to the mat, right leg goes back, then the left into plank. Breathe in.
And as you exhale, take the body down so it's flat on the mat. As you inhale, lift the head and the chest into cobra. And as you breathe out, start to push the body up, curling the toes over, lifting the knees, coming into downward facing dog. First dog of the practice, so just pedal the legs. Walk the dog, as I call it. Keep it all soft, bend the elbows, bend the knees. You can crouch. Just do whatever it takes just to get the body nicely warmed up. And then start to spread the hands, pushing into the palms of the hands, especially where the base of the fingers are attached to the palms. Pull up the thigh muscles and the kneecaps and breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees. Step the right leg forwards and the left and come up halfway. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the body up. Take the arms high into the air, look up. Exhale, bring the arms down. We'll just do the one sun salutation. Let's do a balance. So this is a good balance to do. A little different. Take the weight into the right leg. Focus the gaze. Lift the left leg and place the ankle on the right thigh, just above the knee. Take a little bend in the right knee. Bring the hands together, thumbs to the chest. Hold it there. And then, if you want to, very gradually lower the hips, bend the knee a little further and further. And then you can let go of the hands. Just let the arms hang in front of the left shin. Letting the hips drop, letting the knee bend a little. Just hold this pose. Gravity will eventually take your hands closer to the floor, but don't force it. To come out, breathe in. Exhale, push into the right foot, bring the body up. Take the left leg down. Shake the legs out. And then come back to taking the weight into the left leg. Focus the gaze. Lift the right leg, place the ankle on the left thigh. Bring the hands together, thumbs to the chest. Little bend in the left knee. What is crucial in balance is the big toe of the foot that's supporting you. In this case, the left foot. So if you feel the balance is going, focus on the big toe. Breathe in. Exhale, start to lower the hips. Bend the knee a little more. Take the arms down. And just hold it there. This is what I call putting on your socks pose. Put your socks on very slowly. Instead of sitting on the bed or a chair, when you put your socks on, do it like this. Breathe in. Exhale, push into the left leg, bring the body up, take the right leg down, shake out the legs. Come to stand at the front of the mat. Stand tall. As you breathe in, take the right leg back. Nice wide stance. Bend the left knee. Bring the arms up, parallel to the floor, into warrior two.
So the body's straight. A lot of people lean forwards in warrior. You don't want to do that. You want the body to be straight. Look down the front arm. And what I always say is happening in warrior is similar to a swan swimming on water, in that the top half of the body is very serene, but the bottom half of the body is where all the work's being done. The thigh muscles on the front leg are just rolling outwards gently to stop the knee coming in. The muscles in the back leg are pulling up. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the back arm to the back leg. Turn the front palm over. Inhale, bring the arm up. Keep the front knee bent. Look up at the palm of the left hand. Keep breathing. Breathe in. As you exhale, slowly lower the left arm. Bring the left hand behind you, joining up with the right hand. Interlace the fingers and lift the arms away from the body. We're going to come into what is called humble warrior. Breathe in. And as you exhale, keeping the left knee bent, lower the head so it tucks inside the left knee. Arms and
Nigel, we've
to the
lost
left
your
leg.
microphone.
Bring the body up. Release the hands. And gracefully step the right leg forwards. Back to the front of the mat. As you breathe in, take the left leg back. Nice wide stance. Bend the right knee. Bring the arms up parallel to the floor. Looking down the front arm. Again, the body is straight. Shoulders are soft. The legs are doing all the work. If you pull up muscles in the back leg, see if you can lift the arch of the back foot. Pull the belly in. Lift the pelvic floor. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the back arm to the back leg. Turn the front palm over. Inhale and bring the arm up. Look up at the right hand. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly lower the right hand. Take it behind you. Link up with the left hand. Interlace the fingers and lift the arms away from the body. Keep the right knee bent. Breathe in. And as you exhale, take the head down inside the right knee. Let the arms lift, just naturally. Breathe in. As you exhale, push into the right foot to bring the body up. Release the hands. Lift the toes on the right foot. Pivot on the heel. So the feet are parallel. You can adjust your stance. You're going to do a forward bend. Turn the toes in slightly. Place the hands on the hips. Breathe in. As you exhale, slowly bend forwards from the hips, letting the head go down. And then release the hands from the hips and just let the hands come down to the mat. If they don't touch the mat, that's fine. What we want to do in this pose is to engage the thigh muscles, pull them up. By pulling up the thigh muscles, it releases the hamstrings at the back of the thighs. By releasing the hamstrings, you'll bend a little more easily and possibly further. So the secret of this pose
is pulling up the thighs. Breathing gently. Not forcing yourself to get down. Practice, patience, and gravity will do that. To come out, as you breathe in, just push up onto the fingertips. As you exhale, bend the knees. And as you breathe in, push into the feet and lift the body up. Place the hands on the hips. Just take a couple of resting breaths, just to let the blood run back down the body, through the body. Bring the body back into balance. And then simply heel-toe the feet together. Let's come down to the mats. That's time for a seated pose or two. Take the legs in front of you, placing them on the mat, and then walk the heels away so the legs are stretched out. We're going to come into a forward bend. We're not going to do a hugely dynamic forward bend because we're coming towards the end of the practice. As with the standing forward bend we did, the key is to pull up the thigh muscles, which will release the hamstrings. Releasing the hamstrings will help you to bend more easily. From here, raise the arms high. And as you exhale, just fold forwards, letting the hands land wherever they want to. They might land on the toes. They might land on the shins. They might land on the knees. It doesn't matter. Wherever your hands land is the right place for you. Just pull up the legs. Make them work. If your hands are on the toes, don't grab the toes and pull yourself forwards because you could damage the lower back. Just let the hands or the fingers rest on top of the toes. Breathe in and start to lift the upper half of the body. Drag the hands up. We'll come into a counter pose. So take the hands behind you. If you can have the fingers facing forwards, so much the better, but if you can't, that doesn't matter. Just push into the hands so the arms are straightening. And as you inhale, lift the chest and the chin, letting the spine bend in the opposite way to what it just did. Start to let the back hollow out. If you want a final challenge to complete the practice, you can push into the hands and lift the hips, working the tricep muscles in the arms. But if you don't fancy this, stay on the mat. Breathe in. As you exhale, lower the hips. And then ease the body forward so the feet are at the end of the mat. Place the hands on the knees. And once again, finally, lift the chest, straighten the spine. Breathe in. And as you exhale, start to take the back down to the mat to come into Shavasana. So when you're in Shavasana, you have some choices. You can either keep the legs flat on the mat, or if you want support to the lower back, bring the feet onto the mat. A nice way of doing this is take the feet slightly wide so the knees fall together. And that will create some support to the lower back. Take the arms away from the body, turn the palms facing upwards. And just let the whole body relax. Check in with the body. Some people like to scan, others just like to check in. Notice what's going on, if there's any tension again. Begin to slow the breathing down. Maybe you'd like to do the breathing exercise we did at the start, holding the exhale out longer than the inhale. Just let go. Gently begin to wake the body up simply by turning the head slowly from side to side. And then begin to wriggle fingers and toes. Maybe take a stretch. And then slowly roll the body over onto one side. Open the eyes and gently make your way up to a seated position, sitting cross-legged, perhaps on a block or whatever you have with you. Just lift the hips. You can place our hands on the knees, or I prefer to have mine in the lap because then the shoulders are soft. Just lift the chest a touch so the spine remains straight. Just take a couple of slow, deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Bring the hands together. Press the thumbs against the sternum. Breathe in. And as you exhale, gently lean forwards, letting the head drop down towards the legs. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I wish you all a lovely weekend.